Hellebuyck?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. My name is also Hell.
Yeah. Anyways. We got USA, baby! Let's go!
I don't remember that. I need my USA stuff.
Ah!
I don't have anything.
You can see the light in it, but we're gonna ignore it. I'm gonna do my best to read out of these. They're polarized, so I can kind of see the screen, but I can't overly see the screen. But USA, baby! We are back. Main episode. Stupid statistics. Soccer. Olympic update, obviously. And then racing and radar points. And then we'll wrap up. So, nothing special, nothing too hot going on so far. So, we'll start off with stupid statistics, baby.
Okay, guys. So, kind of a shorter stack stupid statistics, but we've got more stuff more in the Olympics and everything else. So, just stay on board with us. So, first things first, the U.S. men's hockey team went 17 for 17 on penalty kills, and the women's team went 14 for 14 on penalty kills, meaning both teams allowed more shorthanded goals than they allowed power play goals.
Yeah, we're just built. We're built different, bro.
We are built different because it's USA, baby. Ah! Yeah, you know.
Yeah, the eagle scream.
and then the only one player in Olympic history to have 40 or more saves and an assist in a single game, which was USMNT's Connor Hellebuyck, faced 41 shots and only let one in.
Yes.
It's a good day for the U.S. And then 28 out of 38 cars in today's NASCAR race were involved in wrecks. Flashbacks.
It was like, I think the longest running that they had was the opening stage with no cautions. But let me tell you, it was a rough watch today. It was a really rough watch, especially if your driver got taken out because some other driver pushed him into the wall, and then he recovered, and then he ended up getting pushed into the wall again. But, you know, I'm not speaking from personal experience.
No, never. But let's move on. We'll talk about that later. Jamal Musiala becomes the youngest player in Bundesliga's history to reach 100 Bundesliga wins.
Yes!
Of course. It's Jamal. Why wouldn't it be? And then, speaking of Bayern Munich's attacking trio, Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, and Michael Olise are the top three in most non-penalty goals in this year's season. Diaz has 31, Kane has 33, and Olise has 34. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then we have Tottenham Spurs still have yet to win a Premier League game in 2026.
Don't like them.
But speaking of soccer, now to soccer.
Alright, moving these up so I can actually read. But Serie A, we have Inter Milan beating Lecce 2-0. Como also beat Juventus 2-0. This is also Como's second win against Juventus, so they have bested Juventus this season. Napoli lose 2-1 to Atalanta. Lazio tie 10-man Cagliari 0-0. And AC Milan lose 1-0 to Parma. Not very happy about that. So, Inter Milan sit atop of Serie A. They have a 10-point gap to AC Milan in second with 54, then Napoli in third with 50, Roma in fourth with 47, Juventus in fifth with 46, and Atalanta into the top six now with 42 points. And then the Premier League, we have 10-men Chelsea tie Burnley 1-1. Man City beat Newcastle 2-1. Liverpool beat Sunderland 1-0, and Arsenal beat Tottenham 4-1. And then we do not have the Man United score yet as they play Monday, so Julie will put in the results. But Arsenal sit atop of the Premier League with 61 points, then Man City with 56, Aston Villa with 51, Chelsea with 45, and they're tied with Man United, who also have 45. Now, if Man United win, they will go up and bump Chelsea down. They'll have 48. But if Man United lose, they stay where they are. If they tie, they go ahead of Chelsea with 46. So, again, Julie's editing this. She'll figure it out. And then La Liga, we have Real Madrid losing to Osasuna 2-1. This is their first loss to them in 15 years. And let me just tell you, I am so happy with the refereeing of this game because it seemed fairly equal, and that's all I'm gonna say. Also, I don't know which player came out after it, but was like, so, you see the refereeing? This is what fair refereeing looks like. And I was like, dang! And he was like, yeah, so all you need to do in order to beat Real Madrid is to have a fair referee. And I was like, dang! Bro just called out all the referees in La Liga. Like, what? And then Atletico beat Espanyol 4-2. They're finally back on track after getting some losses here. And then Barcelona beat Levante 3-0. This puts them back atop of La Liga with 61 points. They bump Real Madrid down to second after Real Madrid lost. Real Madrid has 60. Villarreal and Atletico both have 48. And Real Betis has 42. And Espanyol has 35. And then to the Bundesliga. So, Dortmund tied Leipzig 2-2, so that's a huge result for us. And one of Dortmund's players got another yellow, so he picks up his yellow card accumulation suspension. For those of you who don't know, I don't know how this works in other leagues, but in the Bundesliga, once you hit 5 yellow cards, you're automatically suspended for a match day. So, Dortmund is losing one of their key players for their game against Bayern. And then Gladbach beat. I guess I didn't do this. What? Let me just double check this. Oh, okay. Yep. Don't know where this scoreline came from, but that's okay. But Gladbach lose to Freiburg 2-1. Union Berlin beat Leverkusen 1-0, so Leverkusen drops points again. Bayern beat Frankfurt 3-2. We had goals from Harry Kane, of course, another brace. He's up to 502 now. And Alex Pavlović opened the scoring in the 16th minute. Let me just tell you, that goal was amazing. He hit it from outside the box, and it was just like a rocket. And I was like, and the goalie really should have saved it. But we don't have to talk about that because it's a goal, and a great goal. But then Harry Kane had his brace. He scored in the 20th and 68th minute. Thank goodness for that, because I was a little nervous that Frankfurt was coming back into the game there. But Bayern had 10 shots on target, 19 shots total, 53% of possession, and 8 corners. So we are still atop of the Bundesliga with 60 points. Dortmund with 52, Hoffenheim in third with 46, Stuttgart in fourth with 42, Leipzig in fifth with 41, and Leverkusen with the last European spot with 39 points. And now we'll go over to the Olympics.
So, from now, this is our teams in the lead. We have Norway with 41 medals. We have USA, baby, in second with 33 medals. Then we have the Netherlands in third with 20 medals. Guys, I told you, even though we were at the bottom, at ninth, we would come back. The US doesn't play. So first things first, we have alpine skiing. So the women's I can never say it right.
Slalom.
Slalom. Thank you. Michaela Shiffrin wins gold, and then women's combined they finish third. And then men's Super G, Ryan Siegel. I'm not gonna try and say the first one. Finished second. You guys know what I'm referring to. And then we have curling. The women's finished fourth, and then the men's didn't make it out of the round robin play. Dang,
Yeah.
freaking Canada cheated.
Yeah.
And then we
they
have
went on
figure
to win
skating.
gold, but whatever.
Yeah, y'all cheated. Y'all know what? I'm gonna insert the picture here. Okay, sue me. And then the women's singles, Alyssa Liu won gold. Let's go. It was a beautiful performance. She put her heart and soul into it, and she won that gold with pride. So I'm gonna have to give it to her. And then the team event, we won gold. And then we have USA baby. And then we have ice hockey. Of course, women won gold medal against Canada 2-1 in overtime, guys. We're gonna say this with all our heart. Us hockey, USA hockey, we're gonna bring Canada down. Insert picture here. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the men. They won gold medal against Canada 2-1 in overtime. USA baby. And then we have Megan Keller and Jack Hughes score the overtime goal. So congrats to them. USA baby. First time both US men and women's hockey win gold in the same Olympics. Honestly, just
USA,
equals everywhere.
USA.
Sparklers everywhere. USA. And then now the snowboarding. Women's Chloe Kim got second in half pipe, and then men's Jack Cantor got third in slopestyle. And then we have cross country skiing. Ben Ogden gets silver in men's classic. US gets silver in the team sprint. And then Jessie Diggins gets bronze in the women's 10-kilometer interval start. And then we have freestyle skiing. So men's half pipe, Alex Ferreira places first. I think I said that right. If I didn't, correct me. And then the women's moguls, Elizabeth Limley wins gold, and Jalen Koff gets silver. And then women's dual moguls, second and third from Jalen Koff and Elizabeth Limley. And then we had mixed team aerials gets gold. And then men's slopestyle, Alex Hall gets silver. What a mouthful. And then we have bobsled, women's monobob, Elena Myers and Taylor win gold, and Kaylee Armbruster Humphreys.
Yeah,
I hope I said that.
She got third. Sorry, that's not there.
That's okay. And then we won bronze in the two women. And then we have the luge. Ashley F places third in women's singles. And then speed skating, we have Jordan Stolz adds to his medal count with a silver medal in the 1500 meter. And then U.S. men's team pursuits gets silver, my bad. And then Mangelo places third in the women's mass start, and Corrine Stoddard places third in the women's short track speed skating. This is a lot, guys. Okay,
it's a tongue twister. We know.
Twister, yeah. And that's it for the Olympics. All I have to say is we did great.
We did finish second in the overall medal count. Was there room for improvement? Yes, but we have the most gold medals we have ever won in a Winter Olympics. So can't go wrong with that. And winning and defeating Canada in both the hockey,
I've never felt more American,
and women's. It's just
beautiful.
Yeah!
God bless America. But moving on to another very American sport, racing.
Yes.
NASCAR.
Yes. So we had the Autotrader 400, and let me tell you, this race was very chaotic. So, as I said earlier, there was there was a lot of cautions throughout the race. I didn't overly like that, and then we went to overtime, and I also didn't like that. But it's fine. So our stage 1 winner was Austin Cindric. Our stage 2 winner was Bubba Wallace. Then we went to overtime because Kyle Larson crashed on the final lap and brought out a yellow, and they don't finish under caution like F1 would. So that was great. So then overtime comes around, and we're going down. We've just restarted, and there's a little bit of a gap, and Carson Hocevar gets a push to go into the gap, and Christopher Bell comes down to defend, and Bubba Wallace kind of is all the way out here, and then he comes in, and so it's like this. So there was a hole at one point, so Carson goes to try and get into the hole, and he gets in enough, but he gets the back left of Christopher Bell, and then Bell goes up into the wall, causing another caution. So therefore, they restart the overtime, and now Carson's up into second. And he could have gone on to win. However, the Toyota that was behind him didn't give him a bump. So that hurt him, and that could have been his first career win, and it wasn't. And he's come so close the past 2 Grand Prix for NASCAR in the Cup Series to go on to win, and he helped Kyle Busch win yesterday, which was Saturday, in the Truck Series. He's gonna get there. And they call him Hurricane because he's just an aggressive driver. And I was like, you know who that reminds me of?
Where are we pointing? Are we pointing at me?
I'm pointing at you.
What are we doing? Sorry, guys. I was doing my radar
driving.
I haven't been pulled yet. I'm doing great.
But
I have not injured anyone either.
Okay, well, Carson can't play that card. But he's getting there. He's going to get his first career win, and I'm going to go absolutely nuts when he does on one of these. You can mark my words. Because Byron already won a bunch of times. So, yeah, Carson's my second driver. But yeah, so Tyler Reddick wins again, and he becomes the 6th driver to win the first 2 races of the NASCAR season since, I think, 2007? I forget who they said it was, but yeah, absolutely nuts. And yeah, so IndyCar, I believe, starts back up this weekend. Yes. So we'll have that next week. And then the Australian Grand Prix for F1 is in 2 weeks, I believe. We gotta get our preview video up and running here. Also, yeah, you're gonna get a lot from us. But anyways, we will go on to radar points. So, last week, Julie had the Autotrader 400, which we just spent time talking about. I said Champions League games on Tuesday and Wednesday. So, if you haven't checked out our Champions League video, please feel free to go ahead and watch that video, which should be in this corner. But this week, I am once again picking Champions League games because, we had the drama from PSG and Monaco. That was 3-2, I believe. We had Juventus and Galatasaray, where Galatasaray came back 5-2. We had Newcastle thrashing Carbag 6-1 or something like that. We had Club Brugge and Atleti tie 3-3. Bodo with a massive result over Inter Milan 3-1. Benfica Real Madrid was 1-0. So we got some good games here this week. But I'm also picking their Klassiker that will be this weekend. Oh, this is such a huge game for us. Mainly because Dortmund are in second. So if we can beat them, that makes them lose points and us gain points so we can extend our lead at the top.
I have 2 races. I have the Dora Max Grand Prix powered by Aurelian. It's the Sunday and it'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then we have it's at the Circuit of Americas. And then we have the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and that is the IndyCar race. So if you're excited for this new race, keep a lookout for it because I'm excited. What's going on? Oh, is it the B-roll?
The B-roll just went off. And I just took it. I hope I took it on time. Let's see if I did it. I did!
I have 30 seconds. I'm keeping this in.
While you're saying that, I'm really hoping that the Bayern game might be Sunday. Oh crap! Then I'm gonna have to watch 3 at once. Let me find it.
Well, I mean, the Duramax
12:30. Yes.
Duramax is at 3:30, and then the IndyCar race is at 12. So you would be literally like IndyCar and then go into NASCAR. It'll be a busy day.
Well, hopefully, if there's not so many cautions at St. Pete's, but it's a road,
I know.
of course. So.
Anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and if you can't wait to go see these radar points, games, and races, definitely subscribe and follow because we'll talk about them the next episode. Comment anything that you've experienced this week and what you thought, Olympics-wise, sports-wise, anything. Just let us know. And then don't forget to subscribe and turn on our post notifications because now we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So again, thank you to all our new subscribers, and thank you to the ones who are continuing to watch our show even after being like some of the first ones to follow, because we still think about you. You mean a lot to us.
You're a real one.
And go check our other social media pages in the links below. We have Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We have the whole shebang, so if you don't want to miss it. And if you want to just listen to our videos instead of watching, which is totally up to you, I get it. We do have Spotify podcasts, so if you'd just like to listen to us, that is totally fine. I get it. So go check it out. I hope you guys like this video.